YouTube, welcome back to another video. Today we ready to Omni-Man versus Homelander. I feel like this is what everybody's waiting for. Omni-Man versus Homelander, cause they both evil as hell. Before we get the video, huge thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel, be a part of Flash Game, like bell, but yeah, Omni-Man versus Homelander, Invincible versus the boys. I feel like this is what everybody waiting for. They both evil, bro. Homelander literally be killing people for no reason. You think he be saving people, and he be fucking killing their ass, bro. Like, come on, bro. He tried to kill his team. He threatened his team, bro. Same with Omni-Man. He had a whole team. Spoilers if nobody has seen this. I'm sorry. Same with Omni-Man, bro. He killed his whole fucking team, bro. His whole team. He made them think he was good and then smirked their ass. He killed the whole planet of aliens, bro. He almost killed his son. He said his mom was a pet. Like, come on, bro. Like, they both evil as hell, bro. They both evil. This man, Homelander, fucking threw his son off the roof to fly. Like, come on, bro. Like, they evil. Let's get into it, though, man.
Mobile.
I wonder who gonna win. I feel like Omni-Man, because Omni-Man is definitely stronger than Homelander. He's from a whole planet, bro. Homelander has superpowers, yes, but Omni-Man, he's from a whole planet where they fight to be the strongest, bro. Like, come on.
Omni-Man, the invincible champion from planet Viltrum.
Homelander, the world's greatest superhero. Brought to you by Vought International.
Yeah, few heroes have stood the test of time with more aplomb than the very first, Superman. But what if absolute power did, in fact, corrupt absolutely?
Answer, we're all screwed. Yep. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
And the fact that we got an animation of
look,
the boys
up in
now.
The sky. It's a bird.
Boys,
it's a plane. No, it's Omni-Man. Had you going there for a second, huh?
Not really. His name is in the title of the video.
Well, you might be forgiven for mistaking Nolan Grayson for his classic comic inspiration. He's even got that sexy mustache that he's not afraid to hide with terrible CGI. Born on the planet Viltrum, Nolan was sent to Earth.
Age 1,000 years, height 6'2", weight 250, species Viltrumite. Really wants his son to think. Thank Mark.
Act as its superpowered alien defender and spread the enlightenment of his utopian homeworld.
So and as his superhero alter ego Omni-Man, there was no one better suited to the task. He saved the world countless times, worked alongside the Guardians of the Globe, and even married and had a son, Mark.
Life couldn't be better until Mark inherited his dad's Viltrumite powers. That's when Mark found out that his dad was a stinking rat bastard liar.
Turns out, Viltrum wasn't exactly the peaceful utopia Nolan promised.
Peaceful in the sense that they culled half their population, murdering billions with their bare hands until only the strongest were left, united by a common purpose.
This Viltrumite empire then went on to conquer planet after planet in their home galaxy, murdering any who dared oppose them. So just scratch that whole peaceful part entirely.
And turns out Omni-Man was here to do that same thing to Earth. Sorry, Mark. Your dad's a dick.
Even worse, he's easily the most powerful being on the entire planet.
Imagine combining the raw power of a Kryptonian and the bloodlust of a Saiyan, and what you get is basically a Viltrumite.
Due to their unique DNA, Viltrumites are composed of smart atoms that they can manipulate to achieve superhuman feats, like holding their breath for weeks on end by drawing more energy from the oxygen inside them.
Kinda reminds me of that whole bioelectric aura thing Superman has. That's basically how comic writers bullshit a science-y explanation for his powers.
Except smart atoms make even less sense. How can atomic structure be designated by your DNA? DNA is made of atoms. It's completely nonsensical biological hogwash that I cannot stand.
Uh-oh, comics fans. I'm calling this debunked. Viltrumites can fly, withstand near absolute zero temperatures, and even possess insane healing factors. You know, stuff like getting punched through the stomach, having your guts ripped out, or having your face smashed up in a tomato soup. I don't mean to exaggerate, but Viltrumites in this series get fucked up and somehow survive.
However, too much trauma to the brain or heart can overtax their healing factors, and intense heat can be especially damaging.
Even the most powerful Viltrumites can be killed by extended baths in the spicy hot plasma of a star.
And because of their abilities, their inner ear vestibular system is far more sensitive than a regular human's. Intense sonic pressure will disrupt their fragile equilibrium and even prevent them from flying.
Though pushing themselves to their physical limits only ends up making them way stronger. And considering Nolan has been alive and planet conquering for thousands of years, he's easily one of the toughest Viltrumites around.
So
like, other aliens attacking
do,
him will literally splatter their bodies against him. But Mark didn't inherit everything from his dad. Despite his alien genes, Mark was raised as a human with our weak, pathetic human values like love and compassion and not brutally murdering the shit out of everyone you see like a maniac. Really made it difficult for Nolan to relate to his kid.
Such as when these aliens invaded Earth. Mark tried his best to minimize casualties and outsmart his numerically superior foes.
Nolan, meanwhile, tackled their leader through the portal back to their homeworld, then spent some time systematically annihilating their planet for even daring to take Earth from him. Classic generational divide.
Annihilate is underselling it. Nolan flew so fast that his body lit their planet's atmosphere on fire, creating massive country-sized explosions, with his own body as the projectile.
Omni-Man has flown across galaxies in only a week, survived punching a hole through a planet, and even deflected a meteor the size of Texas.
Assuming that means the diameter of the meteor is equivalent to the distance from the top of the Panhandle to the Gulf of Mexico, that would make it 1,300 kilometers wide.
And weigh over 4.6 quintillion tons. Moving at re-entry speeds of over 11,000 meters per second, it had hit with enough energy to destroy.
Great.
Sign up as an Expedia member and see more of the world's lemons.
Destroy the moon twice over.
So Omni-Man is strong enough to slaughter those who considered him an ally, the Guardians of the Globe, all to ensure as seamless a transition to the coming Viltrumite rule as possible.
Too bad for Nolan, it wouldn't be that easy, because he'd have to go through his son first.
Mark was horrified by his father's treachery, spurred on by the reveal that Nolan only viewed his mother as a pet, a disposable
Boy,
food
that
man.
pissed him off.
Invincible fought Omni-Man to save the planet.
And that's when Mark's real Viltrumite training began. Get it? Training? Like the train?
Yes, we get it. It was a good
Straight.
pun. Jesus.
But if anything, it was Omni-Man that learned a lesson about humanity that day.
He may have tried to turn Mark into a Viltrumite, but in reality, as Nolan fled Earth with tears in his eyes, Mark made his father human. This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp.
Life can be overwhelming, and many people are burned out without even knowing it.
Welcome
Yeah,
to
Homelander.
Vought International,
Vought
a
International.
multi-billion-dollar American conglomerate whose #1 products are the greatest superheroes on the face of the earth.
That's right, superheroes are real and they're big business.
Imagine a company that possesses a monopoly on popular culture, pumping out movies, TV shows, action figures, and video games constantly, drowning the masses in a slurry of focus-tested nostalgia opium with no end in sight.
Yeah, imagine.
Within Vought's pantheon of gods among men is their premier super team, the Seven, and its leader, Homelander.
He's got the looks, the charm, the Jesus, and most importantly, he's got the power to slaughter all of America's enemies at home and abroad. This guy probably eats freedom and shits eagles.
Just
But
rip her
Homelander's
fucking mouth
squeaky
off.
clean corporate sheen is only skin deep. Far from the big blue Boy Scout
Renee
he's marketed
John,
as,
age
Homelander is
41,
probably the clousest thing to
5'11".
Lucifer on Earth.
Remember
65,
Bad Future
he's
Biff
super
from Back to the
alien.
Future?
Leader of the
Now
Seven.
give him superpowers and media training.
Vought's official story is that Homelander was an alien who landed here as a
Yeah,
baby,
alien?
a tale we're all familiar with.
And one that's
Okay,
total
so both of them
bullshit.
aliens?
Homie was made
Oh,
in
I
a
was about to
lab
say.
with Vought's proprietary super soldier serum, Compound V.
And he was a complete success.
Too much of a success. He was murdering rooms of terrified scientists before his umbilical cord was even cut. In the
Damn.
comics, Vought had to keep a remote-controlled hydrogen bomb strapped to him at all times because they had no idea what else could possibly possibly kill him.
As he grew up, he was subjected to psychological conditioning to make him the greatest and most profitable hero of all time.
It wasn't long before he debuted as Homelander, the ultimate defender of the American dream.
Homelander possesses massively superhuman strength, speed, and durability. He can fly at hypersonic speeds, see through walls with X-ray vision, and detect a person's emotional state from just the sound of their heartbeat.
But you know you're done for when he breaks out his heat vision, which is strong enough to slice through crowds of people or split airplanes in half.
Or screams so loud that it shatters the eardrums of anyone around him.
Those are innocent bystanders whose ears are exploding, by the way. Oh yeah, he totally botched this mission to stop a plane hijacking, so he forced each and everyone on board to die in the resulting crash so they wouldn't reveal his incompetence.
Well, Homelander's powers may be real, but his heroism is a charade. Though he plays his part well, he cares nothing for the peons he's forced to protect.
The only thing he treasures is, ironically, his public image. Turns out being raised as a lab experiment doesn't create a healthy person. But don't worry, he eventually cleaned up his act and started a totally 100% healthy sexual relationship with a fellow superhero, who just happened to be an actual Nazi. Speaking of sex, Wiz, you know how I'm always saying we should figure out how Superman and Lois get busy? Well, forget that, because Homelander proved that they can't when his ejaculation blew his partner to smithereens. Who proved that?
Look, there's no way to sugarcoat this. Considering a human's load has much less mass than a shotgun pellet, it would have to be moving significantly faster to achieve the same kinetic energy. Over 1,500 meters per second, or 4.5 times faster than sound.
That's right, Homelander can bust a nut faster than the speed of sound. Well, good night, everybody. Ooh, kinda sucks for humanity that they made this dude the most powerful being on the planet and a psycho murderer.
That's no exaggeration. Stillwell even commented that Homelander has proven immune to every weapon known to mankind. No matter how powerful, humanity literally lacks the ability to kill him.
That'd include nuclear weapons as powerful as the Tsar bomb, which exploded with the energy of 50 megatons of TNT.
Actually, it could have exploded with twice that. But the Soviets who created it were afraid it would irreversibly alter Earth's biosphere and end the world. That's right, we all almost died.
And that's the kind of shit Homelander can shrug off no problem. He's strong enough to throw a jet with one hand and fast enough to outspeed a C4 explosion.
Despite being an emotionally stunted man-child, Homelander is still surprisingly cunning and able to manipulate those around him.
Though it probably wasn't too smart to piss off the world's angriest limey, Billy Butcher. Yeah, turns out forcibly fathering a bastard son with someone else's wife is not a good idea.
Of note, as unjustifiable as it is, to Homelander, this gave him something he never had before. Some small measure of control over his own life.
Being born Vought's star pupil meant he was under their thumb from the day he was born. His superpowered son was the first thing that was truly his and might be his best option for a new beginning. Or not.
This episode is sponsored by Mint Mobile.
After years of fine print contracts and getting ripped off by those big wireless providers,
are set. We've run the data through all possibilities.
Alright, let's see. See how this battle go. Okay, yeah. Omni-Man house, of course. Oh, lower Homeland.
Howdy, neighbor. Coco? It's warm. You know, Nolan, Homelander is more than just a superhero. It might be cynical to say this, but he's a brand. And it's very important to me that that brand means something. And if I'm playing second fiddle to some goddamn alien, what's really the point, right? What do you think, Debbie?
Damn, he killed his wife?
Aw, she's shy.
He act like
so do we have an understanding? Get the fuck out of my country.
Yo, I love this, yo. I love this.
I'm going to feed you your own heart.
I love this animation, yo. I love these two right here. Some fucking cynical ass people, bro.
Shit. That was a great line.
Country. Your ass.
Seriously? I'm not here for your country. realized someone your own size before? You have to turn with the punch to reduce. Better.
Okay. Alright. He did the superhero voice. Okay. Just obliterated everybody.
What's the matter? Are you going to cry?
Yeah, man.
After I'm done with you, I'm gonna flash right that little shit son of yours! This worthless neighborhood! And every goddamn person you know!
He ripped out his eye. He said he was gonna feed it to you.
Remember
He was not
what I
going.
promised you. Now swallow. Merry Christmas.
Jeez.
KO! Wiz, if there's a god, it sure seems like he was working out some aggression there.
Despite Homelander's dominance within the world of the boys, he's a big fish in a
Omni-Man, 7.2 billion times faster, 60 billion times stronger healing factor, superior flight ability. Homelander counters Omni-Man's flight by attacking equilibrium, slightly more variety in abilities, has little means of a killing blow, much less experience in taking hits. True that, cause he don't really take hits. Like, he the strongest in the boys, so it's like he ain't really fought nobody like that's stronger than him. So it's like, you know, Omni-Man is a fucking alien, bro. I knew how this was gonna turn out. He's a fucking alien, bro. They fight to get stronger, bro. He's one of the strongest Viltrumites in his place, bro. And he's 1,000 years old, bro. He has tons of experience. I already
small pond,
like
relatively speaking. Homelander can move faster than
Nah,
sound,
no
while Omni-Man can move faster than light.
Who's gonna
Homelander
win?
can survive a
I'm
nuke,
fucking
while
right.
Omni-Man can shatter the moon twice over.
To be fair, Homelander did have a couple
Yeah,
of
Homelander
abilities
did have
Omni-Man
abilities.
didn't, like
Yeah.
his heat vision.
And while Viltrumite healing factors
Bro,
have
imagine
failed
if,
against continuous exposure to the heat
Omni-Man
of
had
stars,
heat vision.
that still took quite a bit of time. And
Yo.
there's no reason to think Homelander's heat vision was anywhere near that hot.
Hell, Nolan's tanked heat vision from the superhero Mean Supreme before, who can vaporize people in an instant.
Even if it was hot enough, Omni-Man's superior speed would cut him off before he could do any lasting damage. Similarly, despite being able to disrupt his equilibrium with his supersonic screaming, Homelander wasn't strong enough to capitalize on it in any meaningful way.
Plus, while Homelander is pretty devious when the situation calls for it, Omni-Man has been fighting and conquering worlds for thousands of years.
so
he
he got
comes
way
from
more
a warrior
experience.
culture based on
Right.
fighting. Homelander, on the other hand, comes from a test tube and never had to push himself as a fighter because he was always so much stronger than everyone else.
Yeah.
And that's the key difference between them. One is a warrior, and the other is a bully. Homelander was never going to give up easy, but Omni-Man's skill, power, and Viltrumite heritage earned him the win.
When it comes to Superman knockoffs, Homelander had to eat his heart out.
The winner is Omni-Man.
His heart out. I'm dead.
Click
Let's
that
see
join
what we
button to
got
see
next
more
time.
info, and thanks so much for watching.
I see Magneto. Okay. Magneto versus who? Who the fuck is that? Tetsuo? I guess he's from an anime. I don't know who that is. Y'all let me know in the comments who that is. I don't know who that is. But I enjoyed this video. This fight was well needed. I love the animation. I love the voice acting. I already knew Omni-Man was gonna win. Like, he's a fucking alien, bro. Like, let me know what y'all thought in the comment section below. Leave the video in the description. Check it out. Until next time, for X Game.